Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, the general consensus for Ghostbusters Afterlife is that for the most part, it is actually it is very positive. But there are those who are actually review bombing Ghostbusters Afterlife. And a lot of them are just saying the same thing. 2016 Ghostbusters was better. So I'm going to go over the article from the Vulture, actually just the last paragraph of it, but from Alison Wilmore from Vulture.com. She's one of those, I like the 2016 one better. So let's just cover this last bit. The true recipients of the largesse are the fans, who are presumably being given what they want after the turmoil surrounding Paul Feig's female-led Ghostbusters in 2016, which, for all its weakness, was a shambling comedy that's closer in spirit to the original Ghostbusters than Afterlife. Are you freaking serious? From all the positive reviews that I have read about Ghostbusters Afterlife, it is very faithful to the original Ghostbusters than Ghostbusters 2016. I've seen Ghostbusters 2016, honey. You are a frigging liar. You are a liar right there. Oh my God. I mean, there's a reason why that movie lost $70 million for the studio that produced it. While Afterlife is technically female-led too, it seems unlikely to stir up the same kind of misogynistic wrath. I wonder why. In part because it's less intent on branding itself this way, and in part because it's so outrageously deferential to what it believes they want. So let me get this straight. Giving fans what they want is a bad thing? Are you freaking serious? Who is this person? Honestly, folks, she thinks that paying fan service is wrong. When you actually respect the fans, you get better response. If 2016 was not a misandrist's wet dream, believe me, that movie would have received better freaking response and more money most likely. But when you have the movie constantly hating on all men, making them look like idiots or assholes, or a combination of both all the time in that movie, and having the women constantly say that the men are idiots, do you really think that men are going to respond well to that? Maybe you guys need to ask yourselves what they did wrong. It might be right. At a surprise screening at the film in New York Comic Con last week, the crowd cheered regularly at every bit of fan service. Well, yeah. From the Crunch Bar rapper in an old uniform to the way the sheriff, upon being asked by a character who's been thrown behind bars after using the phone, answers, "Who you gonna call?" In the same name of fan service, Afterlife revisits old villains trying to build lore out of gleeful nonsense and goes with reckless abandon beyond all bounds of good taste. Now you're just being stupid and hateful. As if to prove there's nothing it won't do to achieve a sense of maudlin coziness. I hope it makes $1 billion, because if you're going to sell your soul, you might as well get something in return. Really? Really? You want to know who sold his soul? Paul Feig. You want to know who sold their souls? The women who played the female Ghostbusters. Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, and the other two that I honestly can't remember their names because they're just so annoyingly stupid. But the thing is, when you actually give fans what they want and you respect the lore, because I can guarantee you 2016 didn't respect the lore. They said it was a continuation with the teaser trailers and whatnot 30 years ago. 4 scientists saved the world. Well, then in this, or in the actual movie, the movie became a reboot. It wasn't a continuation, it was a reboot. So nice lie there. That's why people didn't like it. It wasn't because it was female-led. It was because it was a misandrist sweat dream. People need to look up the word misandry. It is basically the opposite of misogyny, gender-wise. Folks, the fact that people are review bombing Ghostbusters Afterlife is hilarious, because that is the problem with Hollywood. They don't want fans to be happy about the franchises that they loved way back in the day. They want people to modernize them, to make them politically correct, when it was the fact that they weren't politically correct that made people love them. Honestly, this woman plus that trash at The Guardian, Alison Wilmore, and whoever else wrote their other things, which actually is almost pretty much word for word in this last paragraph that I read, they're all basically saying it's just fan service heavy. It should be if it's Ghostbusters. You want the callbacks. You want the homages. You want all of that, because nostalgia can help sell. Too much nostalgia can be a bad thing at times, but when it comes to what I've heard from Ghostbusters Afterlife reviews, the positive ones, it does it just enough while keeping it its own story. So yeah, I'm excited for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Do I have my doubts? Do I have my worries? Abso-frickin-lutely. What fan wouldn't after 30 to 40 years? But the thing is, I'm looking forward to it, and I am excited. Nobody's going to take that from me. So yeah, people at the Vulture, people who are review bombing it, keep doing it, because you're only showing that your own media is not trustworthy. If you got your dick hard for Ghostbusters 2016 and you enjoyed it, good for you. I'm not here to take that away from you. But what I am here to do and to say is that if you think that 2016 Ghostbusters was good, objectively, you'd be wrong. That's why it lost $70 million in the box office. It was a flop. And it wasn't because of haters. It wasn't because of misogynists. It was because the movie lied about what it was, a continuation when it was actually a reboot. It was a complete exercise in misandry, where the women were just hating on the men because they could and because they were the heroes. That's all it was. It barely showed any fidelity whatsoever to the original Ghostbusters, except for a bust of Harold Ramis, and the other 3 were sprinkled in for cameo sake. And that was it. Anyway, folks, that's going to be the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think of the review bombing attempt for Ghostbusters Afterlife? And what do you think that... Honestly, just let me know all your thoughts. Because, oh my god, I nearly died laughing when I read this, as you well saw. Anyway, folks, this has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.